Blake Ashley is on the verge of accomplishing his childhood dream of playing in the NFL. He is currently going through the draft process as we speak, but that opportunity almost never happened. At one point, Blake thought about hanging up his football cleats, but through the guidance of family and following in their footsteps along with pure determination and hard work, that dream may become a reality in just a few months. This is the story of my friend Blake Ashley, a story you won't want to miss. Blake Ashley grew up in Seaford, Virginia, and comes from a very accomplished football family. His father, John, is a York high school coaching legend after leading York to 2 district titles and 3 straight appearances in the regional championship. His brother, Brent, spent time as a student assistant at Old Dominion and as a grad assistant at Charlotte, and went on to become the youngest head coach in Virginia history at the high school level. While his grandfather, John Sr., was a star high school athlete with opportunities to play at the Division I level before a knee injury ended his football career. Blake's journey to becoming one of the top long snappers in college football was not a straightforward one. He entered high school only weighing 135 pounds and was relatively small. Did not look like he was going to see much playing time until his father pitched an idea for him to learn how to long snap.
It just kind of came out of the blue. One summer before my freshman year in high school, I was just spinning the ball on the couch, just laying on the couch spinning the ball, and my dad told me, "Hey, you should try long snapping because that could be an extra field you could play on, position you could play on the field." And so I gave it a shot, and with being the long snapper, they put me as the team starting center because no one on the team could shotgun snap the ball. So since I was a long snapper, I was able to shotgun snap as well. And at 135 pounds on JV, blocking 270-pound defensive linemen. But long snapping, it just never really was a thought until I got in high school. And it's not the most glorified position, but like my dad said, it's a position you get on the field. And my freshman and sophomore year, when I started getting better, I was like, you know what? This could be a position I could play in college.
Because of his ability as a long snapper, his high school coach also made him the starting center on junior varsity due to the fact that he was the only one who could snap the ball out of the shotgun on his team. He was a small kid weighing 135 pounds soaking wet, blocking against kids who were 270 plus pounds and older than him on JV. But Blake knew if he put in the work as a long snapper, it could open up doors for him down the road. The long snapper is not the most well-known player on the team, and it's usually a bad thing if fans know your name because it means you probably screwed something up. But that did not bother Blake whatsoever. Blake did not instantly fall in love with the position at first, but as he got involved with the long snapping culture, he began to fall in love with the position. Blake saw playing time on varsity as a sophomore through long snapping, was still super raw with the position. Yet he continued to put in the work in the weight room and on the practice field and on his own, knowing that this could possibly provide him the opportunity to play college football one day. By the time his junior year came around, Blake had bulked up to 190 pounds and took over the starting center position on varsity. His hard work was starting to pay off as he would start to earn recognition for his ability as a long snapper, being named first team all-conference. Going into his senior year, he was named a team captain and helped lead York to a regional championship game. It was special for Blake getting to play at the same high school his dad coached at and was now serving as the athletic director for. His dad always pushed him to get better every day. Unfortunately, York would fall to a Travion Henderson-led Hopewell team 34-6 to finish the year 9-4. Blake was named first team all-region that season and looked to continue his football career at the next level. Now, the recruiting process for long snapper is a little different than other positions. While Blake did have some smaller schools reach out to him because of his on-field play, if you want to garner attention from bigger schools, you have to attend camps through Cole's Kicking or Rubio long snapping. These camps have connections with the bigger programs and even choose the guys to play in the Under Armour All-American game and the All-American Bowl, which is formerly known as the Army All-American game. After his junior year, Blake attended the Cole Southern Showcase, where he went on to finish second among all long snappers at the camp. He found himself ranked as the top long snapper in the state of Virginia and the 25th long snapper in the nation. After the camp, he started to get looked at by Old Dominion and would attend their specialist camp a few months later, where he would go on to win the camp. He followed that up by winning the Liberty Camp as well. He was competing against and beating some of the best long snappers in the nation, would have his biggest test when he would compete in the Colt Scholarship Camp. The Colt Scholarship Camp is one of the biggest specialist camps in the nation, and the top 2 long snappers of the camp earn invites to play in the Under Armour All-American game. It brings together the top 150 long snappers in the nation, and Blake performed so well he made it to the top 5 for the final competition. Unfortunately, Blake would finish 3rd in the final competition, just missing out on the All-American spot, but felt like he had done enough to put his name towards the top of the rankings. Yet because he was only 5'11 and 200 pounds, he would only move up 2 spots nationally. Old Dominion would offer him a preferred walk-on spot, while East Carolina also began to show some interest. But because Old Dominion was only 30 minutes away and his brother was coaching with the football team at the time, he felt like Old Dominion was the best place to play college football. Yet a week before National Signing Day, Virginia Tech came calling.
Actually, a funny story. Right before I was about to have my little signing day ceremony in February, a week before, Virginia Tech was one of the Virginia Tech coaches contacted me, and their backup long snapper just entered the transfer portal, and he contacted me, asking if I was interested in Virginia Tech, and I was like, dang, this is pretty cool. Virginia Tech's actually recruiting me, and Virginia Tech, growing up, I used to watch them all the time, and it was a dream school that if I had to pick a school to go to, they would be on my top of my list. But at the same time, I think loyalty is very important, and being able to honor your commitment. I think that was very important as well. And I thought ODU was just the right fit for me. And also my brother being there, only about 30 minutes away from my house, I thought ODU was a better fit for me moving forward. So,
due to being a preferred walk-on, Blake did not enroll until the day before fall camp was supposed to begin. While the scholarship players, including one of the long snappers Blake was going to be competing against, were able to enroll during the summer to get adjusted to the college schedule, Blake and the other preferred walk-ons were basically thrown right into the fire. He had no downtime as he either was in class, in team meetings, at practice, or getting a lift in. He would redshirt his freshman year and did not get any playing time during the 2019-2020 season, and it was starting to take a toll on him as he started to deal with the imposter syndrome that some of us feel. He even considered hanging up the cleats to just focus on school. But something told him his career was not over, and he decided to enter the transfer portal due to a coaching change at the time.
Is this something I want to do for the next 3 years? And at the end of the season, the transfer portal was a thought, but I was also considering just focusing on my academics and just finishing out as just a regular college student. But I was in deep thought, and I was thinking I've worked too hard to get up to this point just to quit. And also thinking about my granddad, who was a great football player in high school, had multiple scholarship offers to play at Division I schools, ended up getting hurt. He hurt his knee, and the doctor told him he wouldn't be able to play anymore. And just thinking about him, and also him motivating me, I just couldn't stop there. I had to look to see if there's any opportunities out there somewhere, and entered my name in the transfer portal. At the time, the transfer portal wasn't as big as it is now, where thousands upon thousands of college athletes are entering it. I entered the transfer portal at the right time, and we also had a coaching change as well, and because there was uncertainty about the coaching change. And so I entered my name in the transfer portal, and the transfer portal is a big topic in college football right now.
I remember Blake calling me to tell me he was considering entering the transfer portal, and I had actually just begun this YouTube channel when he decided to do it. I just wanted to help him in any way I could, but just knew being a friend was the most I could do. Blake, while he did have some bigger opportunities, felt that Bridgewater was the place where he was supposed to be, and the coaching staff brought his confidence back and reignited his drive to be the best long snapper at the college football level, no matter the division, and he wanted to make his NFL dreams a reality.
And I was getting more looks from these lower Division One FCS and a lot of D3 teams in this area as well. Um, but like transfer portal, I just wanted to find the best place for me, the best fit. I think that's the most important thing.
Bridgewater also had some special family ties for him as well.
So Bridgewater really holds a special place in my family. On my grandmother's side, my grandmother went to Bridgewater. She graduated there. All of her brothers and sisters graduated from there, and cousins as well. And the maintenance building at Bridgewater is named after my great uncle, Paul Phibbs Sr. So it's a lot of family history at Bridgewater, and being able to go to that school and actually tell my grandmother that I was committed to going to Bridgewater, that really made her day, and it made her super proud. And it was very cool to be able to play for her alma mater. And unfortunately, she wasn't able to come to watch me play in person because she had a lot of health issues, but she was able to watch me on her tablet with my granddad as well while they were still alive. Unfortunately, they both passed away this past year. But after being able to go to that school and continue the family legacy, it was pretty cool.
When Blake arrived at Bridgewater, he was almost forced to become a better leader for the team. There were no full-blown academic advisors and no major support system from the university like there was at the Division I level. The coaches basically served as the team's academic advisors, while the leadership committee was responsible for setting up study halls for freshmen and those struggling academically. It created more team camaraderie as Blake, a special teams player, was responsible for helping defensive linemen one day and offensive linemen the next day as a member of the leadership committee. Bridgewater was also a tougher academic school when compared to Old Dominion as well. Yet, the time commitment for the sport remained the same, but Blake had fallen in love with football once again. While at Bridgewater, Blake went viral for recovering a muff punt and returned it for a touchdown, but finished his second year at Bridgewater with no awards, although he was one of the best long snappers at the Division III level. Heading into his senior year, Blake would once again face some adversity as he had a medical scare right before the start of the season.
So one night I was feeling a lot of pain in my legs, and my legs just felt like they were on fire. So I couldn't sleep at all. Next day, I called my dad. I was like, I'm in great pain right now. Like my lower abdomen is killing me. My legs are on fire. My dad told me, you need to go see the trainer. So I went to see my trainer, Billy, and he was able to pinpoint my appendix, and he was like, you might have appendicitis. And he said, you need to go to the hospital. And so I went to the hospital, got everything scanned, was waiting there for about 6 hours, and they told me after 6 hours that I have appendicitis and that I need to get surgery. And they told me that the recovery time is like 4 to 6 weeks, and after that I can return to playing football. And this is my last year of eligibility, and just hearing that timeline after all the hard work I put in the off season, it was devastating to hear the news. And so I got surgery that night. After I got surgery, I saw my parents, I saw my coach, and they left 30 minutes later. I went to sleep, and then like they would wake me up every hour to give me medicine, and it was miserable.
While he was recovering from surgery, the Bridgewater special teams unit struggled, allowing 18 points in the first 2 weeks from blocked punts or bad snaps. Blake knew he needed to get back on the field to help his team, but it looked like he still had a few weeks of recovery left. Until his dad pitched a crazy idea to him.
I had to wait 2 weeks until I go see the doctor to get checked to make sure everything's good. So I went back to see the doctor 2 weeks after my surgery. And my dad, before I met with the doctor, said, you should ask him if you can play this Saturday, because if you have no pain, because I did at the time, I've had any pain in like a week or almost a week. And my dad was like, you need to go ask the doctor to see if he can clear you to play on Saturday. And it was a Wednesday. So I asked the doctor, I said, hey, is there any possible chance I can play on Saturday? And I told him that I'm a long snapper and like I don't get hit as much as the quarterback or running back does. The only chance I can get hit is when I'm running down the field and someone's picking me up and could potentially hit my abdomen. He said he wouldn't recommend it, but it's my decision. Like he told me, it's my decision to decide whether I want to play or not. And if I feel like I'm good enough to play, then he'll clear me to play. So he cleared me to play.
While Blake had lost a ton of weight and muscle, he still was the same long snapper and returned after 2 weeks post-surgery. The rest of the season, the special teams unit did not allow any points, and Blake would go on to be named an AFCA First-Team All-American as a long snapper. A prestigious award, and an award I believe could not have gone to a better player in person. Blake had earned that amazing award while playing at his grandmother's alma mater, which made it even more special. A story I want to share about how special of a relationship Blake had with his grandparents came back in 2020 when Blake decided to make a trick shot compilation during quarantine, explaining,
so this was during COVID back in 2020. And so it was a time where no one could do anything. Everyone was quarantined. And I was just bored one day and nothing to really do. I just thought, it just came to my mind. I was like, you know what? I'm going to start making trick shot videos. Because I made a couple back in high school, like before my senior year, but nothing like really crazy. I just started making trick shot videos and went to the ODU stadium, the top deck, snapped the football from the top deck down to the trash can on the field. That was probably my most difficult one. My favorite one, in my opinion, is where I got to snap the football over my grandparents' house. And there was a trash can on the other side of the house. And my grandmother was actually in the backyard sitting in one of her chairs, letting me know if I made the snap into the trash can or not. So like when I would snap it over when I snap it over the house, I would like wait to hear her voice, let me know if it went in or not. And she would be like, you were short. It was to the left. It was to the right. Like she would let me know. And it took like a really long time. I think it took like 2 hours because it took a lot of strength just to get the ball over the house. It's a 2-story house. And you just had to find that right angle to get into the trash can. And I had to move the trash can around a few times to the area where the ball was landing on the ground. And when I made the snap into the trash can, I waited about 5 seconds for confirmation from my grandmother. It was dead silence for 5 seconds. And then all of a sudden, I think it went in. So I sprinted into the backyard and I asked her, did it went in clean? And she was like, yes. And I was just jumping up and down, super excited. And it was great to be able to do that. And it was also on my birthday as well, on my 20th birthday. So it was probably my favorite and most memorable trick shot was snap over my grandparents' house. And I'm just surprised that they even allowed me to snap the football over their house. Like, because you never know, one mistake, I could break a window. So
that's what my first thought was.
Especially my granddad too. My granddad was very strict. But he was like, go for it. But I don't even think he knew what I was actually doing because he never really went outside. He just sat in his recliner and just watching TV while I was snapping over his house.
Blake Ashley most recently participated in the Special Teams U Pro Prospect Camp down in Florida last weekend, where he crushed it. He will be competing in the Dream Bowl 12 on Sunday, January 21st in Dallas, Texas, which is a senior bowl for FCS, Division II and Division III football players who will compete in front of NFL, UFL, and CFL scouts. Blake does not know what is going to happen over the next few months, but all he is focused on is putting in the work to make his NFL dreams a reality. His advice for other high school and college athletes is,
I think for the college athlete, let's say like if you're a Division 1 FCS player, Division 2 FCS player, and you didn't get any playing time, look for the school that fits you the best. Like it doesn't always have to be a Division 1 FCS school or Division 2 school. Like there could be a Division 3 school out there that might be the best match for you. And I feel like a lot of these players, I think they need to drop their ego and come to realization that college football is a privilege, and not many people get a chance to play college football. And just being able to get the opportunity to play college football at any level is a great achievement. So just look for the school that's the right fit for you, academically, athletically, and whatever school fits best for you. I hope you got like these players in the transfer portal make the right decisions, because the transfer portal, as it's broadened, a lot of these players are not getting opportunities because it's just continuing to grow. So even if you're looking for a big school, it's probably not going to happen. Just pick the school that's the right fit for you. That is my advice for the college guys and the high school recruits who are especially like the seniors right now. Pick, like I said before, just pick the right school what fits you the best academically, athletically. Doesn't have to, like, being a Division 1 AA walk-on's nice, or Division 1 FBS walk-on's nice, but there's no guaranteed in getting playing time. There's going to be scholarship guys ahead of you on the depth chart. Playing at the Division 3 level or even Division 2 level, there's better chance for you to be able to get playing time and also getting a good education. So it's not about playing at the highest level, because there's a lot of Division 2, Division 3 guys who are playing in the NFL right now. It's not a matter of where you play at, because you can be a high performer at any level. The pros will find you.
if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out one of my other videos YouTube thinks you will love right here. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.